Hello, good morning. Today I'm here with Dr. Yuri Kotick, and Dr. Yuri will tell us a little bit about his business and then how he uses Pictory. So, Yuri, I'd love to hear from you about what you do and what your business is.
A little secret, we discussed the doctorships before this recording started. And because my first name is Yuri, I was born in Ukraine, called Dr. Y, and yields is what I do with. And Pictory, which ends with a Y, is one of my favorite tools to convey the message to people looking for my product, which happens to be investment income automation. So yes, as far as we do videos which we call dispatches, and they are dispatches from Club Dividend Detective, which is basically how we call the community. And these dispatches are video. I cannot exaggerate the importance and the quantum leap that we achieved with Pictory, because it does for video creation the same that our method does for cash flow creation. It automates it, and in a good way, right?
Yeah, awesome. So your business is for retail investors, and you're helping them create cash flow with very safe investments. And Pictory is helping you market your product and get the word out to your clients. And you have dispatches. They're more educational in nature. You'll tell people about this. How are you doing videos before Pictory?
Well, at the beginning, it was a person with a camera and me in my office. I worked for large financial institutions. It was all suits and ties, old school, old style. I made first videos somewhere around 2008, just when there was the financial crisis, and people were very anxious to to see what you can offer and that they can still invest with some measure of confidence. And I made my first couple of videos. A couple of years later, we decided to add animation just to illustrate certain processes and basically incorporate charts and graphs that grow and you see them, as you speak. That was the next step. Voiceovers were mostly me, and it took quite a few takes. Editing was long and tedious, and you had to tell people what to cut out and what not. So in other words, creating videos was a long, creative, sometimes inspiring, but a lot of time tedious and costly process. So the first big move towards something similar to Pictory came, and I understood that when we created a brand which was animated characters and the universe which they inhabited, which was called Planet Networthy, we basically decided, okay, we now have this imaginary planet on which animated characters deal with real life like money problems. And the only real thing there is our index and our method, and the characters, which are cats, dogs, and foxes, explain it, right? So when that was created, I just realized that from here on, I want to automate the process, insert the assets, visual assets that I already have, and that also voiceover artists and real life animators cost a lot of money and require a lot of direction. So I started looking around and thinking about, cutting my costs and increasing my return on investment, which is what I do for other people, and Pictory helped me to do it for me.
Awesome. So tell us about the features of Pictory that you use and like the most. So you use the text to video, and then you add voiceover. Tell us about kind of your workflow.
Yes, Pictory, as Pictory aficionados know, have several ways of you feeding into it your idea. My favorite is the text, and because in investment industry there's always compliance and disclaimer requirements, I don't trust AI with creating this because you are literally on thin ice, right? You have to tell people that because you don't know them, it's not advice, and they cannot take what you're saying literally, run and immediately, start buying. So for me, it's mostly text voiceover, which I switched from doing a voiceover myself to voiceover, both standard, which is pretty good, and premium, which is 11 Labs, which is fantastic. So you pick the most reassuring sounding voices, male and female, that resonate with the target audience. And I appreciate the fact that there's like Australian, standard, American, and English, which supposedly kind of you say the same things, but adds about 10 points of IQ in the mind of most North Americans. It just sounds so posh and kind of sophisticated. So, I picked something which I like, male and female. And if I need to add a little bit of a personal touch, in Pictory you have the ability in a scene to insert, your own voice where needed. So that's a flexibility which I value a lot. And I like to run it through scenes where AI picks the video clips to illustrate what I have. And then most of the time it's relevant. Sometimes it's spot on and I leave it. And when it's not, I just go to the universe that I created, to my characters, to my existing video, and I simply insert it there. And again, as you know better than me, Pictory allows me to change the scene duration, to synchronize my voiceover with the visuals, and all kinds of things that I came to really appreciate. The background music, the fact that I can actually make it sound almost indistinguishable in the end, but also makes the video much easier to consume. Quite frankly, there's so many things in Pictory that I like that I probably omitted something. So
Awesome.
you could remind me and ask me what I think about this or that.
Yeah, awesome. So then what happens to the video after you create it? You publish it on YouTube. Where do you typically take these videos?
Typically, when I'm happy with the result, I will superimpose branding, intro and outro, and I upload it to a couple of other video tools, which somewhat improve and streamline the ability to use a Pictory video to extract from it a blog post, a YouTube video where the Pictory video has been divided into chapters, which helps it rank better in YouTube as a search engine. And the same Pictory video goes to another video tool, which allows me to add interactivity and ability to take an iframe, pick the part of the video that I like, and embed it directly into websites and applications that I build. The application is called Game of Yield, and videos from Pictory basically form part of the application on mobile screen. And it actually makes the app and the mobile-friendly website to look interesting. People are curious when they see that there's a video playing, but there's no sound. They want to know what the cat, the fox, the dog, or me says, and they click.
Awesome. And how have you been able to quantify benefits to these videos? Are they doing what you want them to do? Are they getting you the results?
Well, conversion is the holy grail of everything. In investment industry, you cannot have people converting the same way they convert buying widgets or anything, which is a one-time decision and the risks are low. So the ability to create videos continuously allowed me create the situation where people who download our app, and we only published it a couple of months ago. We have, well, they say it's 500 plus subscribers, which means we got people who subscribed, and then you can see active users. So we do have people who return back. And because we know what they're doing when they enter, they come back to consume more videos, and we make it known to them that we publish videos every couple of days. We also are thinking about not publishing some of those on YouTube, because what we share is an investment strategy which is unique, and also it has capacity constraints because it's based on market inefficiencies. And to go into investment lingo, I don't want it to be so successful that we become an efficiency makers, and therefore the arbitrage disappears. So at some point we will stop inviting people to watch our videos made on Pictory and follow us. But at this point we are not there, but we are getting there. Does that answer the question?
Yeah. You're using these videos. They're not conversion drivers. They're more engagement drivers. You're educating your
It's a content-driven marketing strategy, and my content is videos because what are they gonna, write my articles? Oh, there's a lot of people writing stuff at the moment, and I suspect there will be more and more and more and more people doing videos. But again, it's a curse and a blessing that in our industry everybody is afraid of their own shadow, because there's so many things you cannot do that it's a constraint to just running into videos and everybody starting to publish it and saying whatever they think. So yes, it's a you have to navigate the space carefully.
Yep.
And that comes back to basically having a proper disclaimer, editing your text and looking at it critically, and so on and so forth. Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you so much. So the last question for you, Yuri, is if you meet somebody and you're telling them about Pictory, what would you say?
I would say that if you know what you're doing and you can put it on Google Doc file or Word file, and it's not more than 600 words or something like 5 minutes or whatever is the digestible content in explainer videos, then Pictory is a tool you just cannot afford to ignore. It just extends your reach, saves you so much time that basically seeing is believing, and Pictory helps people do that.
Amazing. Thank you so much. And one final thing, final thing. If people want to hear about your product, perhaps see some of these videos, what's the best way to reach your website and yeah?
Oh, it's really simple. You just type Game of Yield. That's the name of our application, and all the Pictory videos are on Game of Yield, built right into the app. And also you can find most videos created with Pictory on Game of Yield channel and Game of Yield Studio on YouTube.
Amazing. Game of Yield on YouTube and Game of Yield application.
Correct.
Great. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your time.
Thank you.